These products are almost like I designed them myself to suit my specific needs. They are going to be featuring lots and lots of videos coming soon, as I'm going to use them on a regular basis. But why? Because they're absolutely brilliant. They are exactly what I've been after. It's also made from the much safer battery technology. My fire pit campervan conversations are going to be returning, and I might even have a new awning for them. But in these conversations, you might have seen that I've got an ice bucket with cold drinks, so we can have some refreshments as we talk. The ice which I use is generally bought from a corner shop on the way there. Well, now I don't need to do that because I have an ice maker, the first ice maker combo unit on the market. This combo fridge freezer ice maker unit from Bluetti has got flexible charging options, 4 options in fact, lots of different ways to actually charge it. Plus it's got wheels, so I'm able to move it around, take it to the beach, or maybe just leave it in my van so I can have some fresh milk for my coffee, some cold drinks, or even keep my lunch in it. There's a lot to talk about here, but let's start with this, the portable Powerstation. This is the brand new AC180T. So looking at it, you're going to notice that it's got a flap. Yeah, a flap. And this is where there are 2 batteries, both of which are removable, hence the term swappable or Swapsolar. The batteries from here can be removed and placed in the multicooler, but more on that later. They're really easy to remove. Each of these batteries is 716.8 watt hours, providing a total of 1,433.6. And these are lithium iron phosphate batteries. Therefore, the much safer battery chemistry. They're far more stable than the lithium ion. Do not mistake these 2 technologies. The batteries weigh 8.5 kilograms each, which means the unit is much lighter without one or even both, although it's not going to be much use if neither of them are in there. But it does make it easier to carry it around because the weight with both batteries is 26.5 kilograms. The batteries are really easy to remove. Just a click of the button, lift them out, and it's really straightforward to do. So there you go. So what I can do now is I can put one of these in the multicooler. However, in the future, it's not just going to be the multicooler that these batteries are going to be able to use for. Bluetti is developing a system, a swappable system, which this is, and they're going to be introducing a lot more products, which does sound really quite exciting. But back to this Powerstation, it's got 1,800 watts of continuous power with 2,700 of lifting power if both batteries are installed. If only one battery is installed, the power is reduced to 1,200 watts. So just pop this battery back in so we can actually see it. So this is just the one battery. Put that flap down and I can press the on button. Where's the on button? There it is. So I can press the on button. And as you can see from that display there, that it's showing 100%. And that is just at the moment, just one of the batteries. So if it wasn't 100%, which actually I know full well that this battery here isn't, because I've just taken it out of the multicooler, how can we charge it? Well, there's 4 different ways, as I say. You can either charge it AC from your home source, which uses this massive cable. So this cable is quite a thick cable. There's no power brick. It just plugs straight in to the side of the device. You don't need that power brick, which often a lot of the AC chargers come with, like I've got with the AC200 Max. But with this unit, it's all built in, so it's just a cable. Like I say, a rather chunky one because there's quite a lot of power going through there. You've also got the other option of solar, and it can utilize up to 500 watts of solar. And it's got this cable, the XT on one end, and then on the other end, it's got the MC4 connectors. It's able to connect to an external solar panel. Or, in my particular case, I've obviously got the solar panel which I've got for the AC200 Max, and I can use that, so that's 350 watts, but also I'd actually be able to use it on my van. I've got a solar panel installed on my van. So with these connectors, I can just unplug them from inside my van, pop these up, and there we go. I can be charging that as I go. I've not used that yet because in the UK over here it's pretty miserable outside. It's not exactly a solar power weather. So another option, which is again in this lovely Bluetti bag, which Bluetti do provide with each of their power stations, and that's the utility, the 12 volt utility socket which you've got in your van. or car, what you generally call the cigarette lighter socket. Well, cigarette lighter on one end, and that can plug in, and you can obviously get your charge that way as well. There are several options here, and both batteries can be charged, fully charged in an hour and a half. Or if you was only using one, you can just charge one in 70 minutes. So it is pretty quick at charging. The unit does show the charge percentage as well as how long it is going to be until it's fully charged. And you can also do that on the app, which I'll come on to again in a little moment. So that's how we get the power in. But how do we get the power out? Well, on the UK version, we've got two 3-pin 240 volt sockets, so you can plug in any of your devices which you take on your travels, your air fryers, your induction hobs, your coffee machines, or anything else which you can use within the power limit. And then you've also got DC outlets as well, in the form of two USB-A's 3 amps and two USB-C ports of 100 watts. So there's lots of potential there to be charging your mobile phones, your tablets, your laptops even. I can obviously use it for my portable audio device, which I've got for my fire pit campervan conversations. So that's going to be perfect for utilising that. I think this is going to be a really good device for my needs. I'm really pleased with it. The more modern LCD display, it shows the vital information regarding the status of the batteries, the charge, the output, and what mode it's in, all of which can be set from the Bluetti app. Now, on to the second part, and this is a world first product, the first lithium ion phosphate powered car, van, campervan fridge. Now, it's a combo fridge, a freezer, and an ice maker. It's a total game changer for me. I'm really keen to use this in the warmer weather. I've been using it at the moment, and the temperatures are not exactly roasting hot to be requiring the ice, although it is quite cool to have a bit of ice in your drink, and I'll show you that in a little minute. But you don't need the really warmer days to use it. I've been using it anyway in the much cooler days whilst I've been out and about. I've been able to keep my lunch in it cool for work. I can pop to my van whilst I'm at work and my lunch is nicely cool in there. Or my milk for my coffee. This isn't a small fridge. It's a 55 litre, and therefore it can hold a lot of food or drink or whatever else you need to keep cool. A feature I really love is the fact that it's got wheels and it can easily be transported. And it's got a handle here which I can just lift it up. It's got the wheels and I can just carry that away like that. I think it's really, really good. Being assisted with this nicely soft padded rubber handle, it's just really easy to transport around. It's got a really good quality feel to it. And lifting it, it's got handles at either end, so you can lift it up quite comfortably. It's obviously a lot easier to carry and lift up whilst it's not fully loaded with food and drink and obviously the battery in it. Now we'll come on to the input power in a moment, but this also has output power as well. It's not a 3-in-1, it's actually more, because it's not just a fridge, a freezer and an ice maker. It's also a battery bank as well, a power bank, because it's got USB-A 5 volt 3 amp socket and also a USB-C, which has got 100 watt. So it's gonna come in really, really handy, and I'll show you why in a future video. Now onto the input, and like the Powerstation, it's got several ways to obtain its power. It's got the AC from the mains, which can be used obviously whilst you're at home or you're on hookup, and that does actually use a brick, but it just plugs into the side of the device and just obviously plugs into your sockets at home. And it's also got the socket for your utility, your cigarette lighter, your 12 volt socket, and again the input plugs into that same socket on the side. Again, it's got solar, so you can be using the solar power. So again, the same connections, can use that to be connecting on my roof. Now this is 200 watts, so my 350 watt panel won't work, but the 150 I've got on my van roof will be absolutely perfect. And then, of course, there is the battery, the lithium ion phosphate battery, removed from the Powerstation and can be placed in this unit. And I'll show you exactly how that works. So we've got a flap here, and as you can see, it says push. So you push that and it springs open, and then you can lift up this flap and it's perfect because it just kind of hinges and stays in its place. And you'll see what we've got in here, a storage box. So this is a perfectly made storage box. So whilst you've not got a battery in there, if you're going to be using shore power as they call it, or you know, you're hooked up at home, you've got a different power source, maybe a solar, and you've not got the battery in there, then you can use storage. But the battery. So you can pop this battery in here, slide it in, and it fits absolutely perfect, as you would imagine. If you give the battery a tap on the power, it'll light up and show you how many bars of power it's got, and that's actually showing maximum power. I know it's not got total maximum because I've only just taken it out. On the top of the device there, we've got the LED display. With the battery in place, it's actually already just turned it on. And we can see on the LED display here, which I will go into more detail, but we can briefly see the battery power. So it's got 80% battery, and it's also showing the time remaining. It shows what mode we're in, that we're on maximum cooling, and it's also showing the current temperature inside of it. So this is really cool. However, I actually prefer doing it on the app, which I'll come on to again in a moment. But in front of this is where I say the magic happens, because this is the ice compartment. This is where the ice is, and I've made some a little bit earlier. It's got a removable basket, which you can obviously just lift up. Now that obviously drips, so I don't want to lift it up. It's also got a scoop, an ice scoop. So I can take some ice out of there, and I've got a glass over here, and I can pop some of that in there, all ready for my drinks, which I've got in here. So removable basket, removable scoop, which just fits on the side there. What more do you want? I'm going to show you that in action next time I use it, because it's really, really good. It actually makes ice in 2 different sizes, and the one thing which it does, which nobody else does, is the continuous ice making. It will continually make ice as long as there's water in there. You keep the water topped up. It's the world's first at continually making the ice, which is perfect for filling my ice bucket. But the next compartment, the big compartment, the one a lot of people will actually be buying this for, and this is the fridge, the freezer. And you can see in here, there's absolutely loads of room. It's got removable baskets, so I can remove these baskets should I so wish. And obviously you might want to do that if you're going to be giving it a clean. So I've got in here, I've got a bit of fruit and veg, a bit of fruit, a bit of veg. And just to demonstrate, you've got a bottle of fizz in here, which is perfect. Obviously it shuts, no problem at all. You've got your 4 pints of milk, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to have. You might have your local drinks of choice, Korev, St. Austell Brewery, fantastic. Or you might just want a soft drink. So you've got your soft drinks. So let's have a drink, shall we? So this has been nicely cooled. Oh, brilliant. It's not got one of those silly tops with which connects it on there, which I really don't like. So I can pour my drink in there. Yeah, I know that's not a very good way of pouring it. But I've got my drink, my cherry Pepsi Max with my ice. Put the drink back in the fridge, and I've got an ice cold drink with ice. So the temperature display, which we'd shown on the LED device, is just showing what the temperature is. And you can see on that now it's 6 degrees. It's gone up. I've obviously opened it. It's quite a warm room. Got the heating on in here today because it is cold, but that will start to go down. But you can also set it up on the Bluetti app, and I think that this is my preferred option of doing it. It's done by a Bluetooth connection, and whilst the devices are on, you turn your phone on or your iPad or wherever it is, and it just connects to it instantly. You can make changes to the settings, you can change the temperature, you can start the ice maker from the app as well. It's really good. You can see the state of charge of what the battery is, how long the battery's got left, and that's for both the devices. You can see exactly what's going on for the Multicooler and also the Powerstation. You can see what batteries are in there, you can see if it's got 1, you can see if it's got 2, you can see what the different charge states of those batteries is. You can see if it's being charged, you can see if it's being discharged. There's lots of really useful information in there. You can also change the settings such as how you want it to be charged. You can have different speeds of charge. You can have an eco charge, or you can have the turbo charge, which is going to charge it much, much quicker. Like I've said, a full charge in an hour and a half for 2 batteries. Really, really quick. If you put it on the eco, it won't charge as fast, but that option's there should you want to do it. And you can make those changes through the Bluetti app. And as far as the cooler is concerned, you can be starting the ice making function. You can choose the size of the ice which you want. You can choose whether it's continuous or it's just going to be one rack of ice cubes. I think it's a really, really good device. I've been really, really impressed, and I've so far been enjoying using them. For me, it's being able to wheel it around. Like I've said when I did the previous video, when I was cooking, I was utilising the Bluetti Powerstation to do air fryer, induction hob, kettle machines and things like that. And I said it would be really good if I could have something like that on wheels. And now we've got this cooler on wheels. I just think it's going to be making a huge difference. And with that, with the USB-C charging, or more importantly, as far as I'm concerned, that 100-watt USB-C, that is going to be perfect for when I'm doing those fire pit campervan conversation videos. Having that power outlet to be able to power that audio mixer, I can just wheel this to where we are, and I don't even need that power station. I can leave the power station in the van. The product link for this is now gone live, and I'll post a link in the description and also a pinned comment. Take a look and let me know what you think of it as well. Is it going to be a game changer for you as it is going to be for me? Like I've said, these are going to be featuring in a lot of videos coming up, just in daily lifestyle uses, because I will be using them rather a lot, because I think they're brilliant and they definitely are suited for exactly what I need. When those videos go live, I shall post them here. For now, take care, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.